And coming now to the situation in Cape Town with the trains. And earlier on, we spoke about commuters who use taxis and how they are affected by the violence in that sector of the transport facility. And now we're moving to trains where two platforms at the Cape Town train station will remain closed today until further notice after fire destroyed 2 locomotives and 5 passenger coaches at the weekend. And those delays had been expected this morning. So to get the latest on this, we are now joined by Mariska Botha, who is our reporter in Cape Town. Mariska, good morning. Please first just tell us exactly where you are at.
Good morning to you. Yes, we're coming to you from Bellville Station. This is one of the busiest intersections in the city on the so-called Northern Line that connects the city. This morning we arrived here, it was still dark when we arrived here, and we saw a lot of people moving in and out, and subsequently we managed to chat to a few of the commuters who's been telling us that other than the normal delays that they expect and a little bit of overcrowding, well actually not a little bit, a lot, the usual problems on the trains, everything seems to have been running as smoothly. Next to us there's a ticket selling point as well, and that line has also flowed comfortably. We managed to speak to Metro Rail also a little bit earlier, who said to us despite those 2 platforms which could have caused a major disruption, it seems as if everything on the lines is running as smoothly, and we've certainly experienced it here in Bellville. That is one of the busiest, where you would actually get a sense of what's going on the lines in the city. People telling us that they managed to get their trains on time and they're managing to get to work. The first of the rush hour, of course, is over. Every now and again, every 15 minutes or so, you will see a burst of people behind us as they come from the trains from Cape Town. But thus far, it seems that things are running smoothly.
Mariska, that's very interesting. But has there been any indication of exactly how that fire started on the weekend?
No, that is still being investigated. Of course, vandalism is a major problem. In fact, it's one of the greatest headaches that PRASA and Metro Rail face to keep the lines up and running. We know that cable theft is another one of the major head sores that they face. We know that they're busy with upgrades on the line, on the system, on the main lines. But a few months ago, we visited an area where the cables have been stolen, dug right out of the ground, and Metro Rail telling us as soon as those cables are put in within a week, you'll see people coming in and digging them up again and selling them as scrap metal. That of course is their major concern, and they've mentioned before that it would be futile to try and implement a new system or upgrade a system if this theft is going to continue. So therefore they are in serious talks with high-level delegation with the South African police to ensure that the rail network remains safe so that they can keep operating. We know, of course, that today there will be a high-level delegation coming down to Cape Town to discuss the matter of vandalism, theft and fires on its system, because it is one of their greatest concerns and one of their greatest problems. But as of now, we don't know yet what caused the fire. That is under investigation, and they've also called, Metro Rail has called on anyone with information to come forward to help them in the investigation to determine what the cause was.
And speaking of that expected visit by that high-level delegation, I just saw they're out of shot now, 2 police officers over your shoulder. Is there an increased police presence at the station today?
Here at Bellville, that's per normal. We hear from people that at all the major stations there are police officers. I know that there are efforts to do better or more patrolling along these lines, but as you know, police are also understaffed and under-resourced in the Western Cape as well, so it's difficult to be everywhere, but certainly they're trying to up the ante as far as safeguarding the Metro Rail system, because as you know, it's hundreds of thousands of people that travel with these trains every day, and for many it's the only form of transport that they use. So it's certainly one of the main arteries of the economy in the Western Cape, is ensuring that the train lines run. So yes, there is an effort to ensure that there is better security, but all of that is in the workings and part of the plans that they have to upgrade the system.
Mariska Botha, thanks so much. Our reporter out in Cape Town, and Mariska at the Bellville station this morning, and I suspect it's into one of those 15-minute bursts now as we see an increase in commuters around her. But it's a very interesting one. As she said, seemingly the schedule was not too severely disrupted this morning, so people just going about their daily lives and not much disruption in that regard. But we will await to hear what that panel actually comes up with regarding the vandalism that took place on the weekend. With that said, we are now going to take a short break.